welcome to Thinking Green. We're going to do things a little bit differently tonight. We're going to start with the music and then afterwards talk a little bit about what it's all about. So welcome Bernadette Golden, Hugh Birdsall, and Larry Kern. You're going to welcome and we'll hear a couple of songs.
Thank you. Thanks. Let me start it again. Okay. Cena, 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 avventurina, magari, conoscerà. Anna, 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 alta vita vena, mi vedrai, all'estava. Cena, cena, avventurina, magari, conoscerà. Anna, Anna, alta vita vena, mi vedrai, all'estava. All of us will get together, tenna, tenna. When the band is playing, my heart sings. Tenna, 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 tenna. Avventurina, la moschera. Anna, 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 vita bene, la listava. Tenna, tenna, come and like a horror dance, the lava. All of us will dance together, tenna. Tenna, tenna, can't hear the music playing here. The city's grand. Tenna, 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 come wherever think you'll find us here. The dancers there. Tenna, tenna, join the celebration. There'll be people there from every nation. Dawn will find us laughing in the sunlight, dancing in the city square. Tenna, tenna, all of us will come together, tenna, tenna. When the band is playing, my heart sings, tenna, tenna, tenna.
Here's an old one called Down by the Riverside.
Here.
I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. I'm studying war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Now shake hands with my brothers and sisters down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna shake hands with my brothers and sisters down by the riverside. Gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 Gonna drive my Chevrolet down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna drive my Chevrolet down by the riverside, studying war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 Ain't gonna study war no All right. I'm going to try one that I wrote just a little while ago. and I think I remember most of it. It's a song called Hand in Hand.
I'm going off to fight for Uncle Sam. I can't begin to try and understand. They send me out to die in a foreign land. Like cattle to the slaughter is what I am. You're the one I love and I'm your man. I hold no one above you, here I stand. We'll walk the streets of heaven hand in hand, hand in hand. The holy wars have come to our front door. We're fighting for the right to ask what for. With bleeding hearts and bodies, nothing more. You'll find us strewn across the desert floor. You're the one I love and I'm your man. I hold no one above you, here I stand. We'll walk the streets of heaven hand in hand, hand in hand. I can hear you calling out my name. You soldier on, still carrying the flame. My spirit longs to be with you again. Until that day I'm singing this refrain. You're the one I love and I'm your man. I hold no one above you, here I stand. We'll walk the streets of heaven hand in hand, hand in hand. We'll walk the streets of heaven hand in hand, hand in hand. Oh, thanks. I heard this used to be the theme song of your show, the one I'm about to play. Is that possible?
It still is.
Is it still? So maybe it's going to be redundant if I play it. Well, I'm going to try it. Usually I play it on slide guitar, but I'm just going to do it regular and see how it goes. When you know you're gonna go dry. When the rain don't fall, that's when you know you're gonna go dry. And it won't do no good to be crying out loud, babe, or cursing the sky. When the field turns brown, you know famine coming all across the line.
around, you know, famine coming all across the land. You can pray for a miracle, 'cause nobody gonna lend you a hand. Knocking, that's when you know your time it ain't long. When old death come knocking, that's when you know your time it ain't long. You can fall down on your knees, good God, and pray to the Lord, but you're gonna be gone. Fall down on your knees, good God, and pray to the Lord, but you're gonna be gone. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
By. And I'm going to tell people that this is a sneak peek of an event that's coming up on April 3rd. That's a week from Friday, 7 to 9:30 p.m., a memorial concert for Jim Fitzgerald. And Bernadette and Larry are going to come up and talk about it a little, and then we'll get a little more music. So thank you, Hugh. I don't think he's staying around for the discussion about it, but he will be there on April 3rd. And for me, it was fun to hear our theme song in acoustic version without a little bit of fade out, because the intro's a little shorter than the song. So that's great.
So I thought you meant down by the riverside, because we play it so often at the riverside.
Yeah, well,
that's become the other theme.
Yes, it has. Maybe you can give a little background on the event that's taking place next week.
Well, a lot of people knew Jim Fitzgerald, and we made the rounds when Jim was ill, and we were going to have another fundraiser to try to help defray some of his medical costs, which were astronomical, and he didn't have insurance, and we could get into that issue.
Last year you were on the show, and we could talk for quite a while about how do we get to this point that people who have illnesses end up in financial straits, and then
terrible.
Their families continue to be in financial straits.
And that's changing a little bit now with the Affordable Care Act, but not enough yet. In the meantime, we had an amazing fundraiser and raised over $6,000 for Jim, and that did help. And sadly, he did succumb to his illness only about a month ago. And we're having another fundraiser, kind of a dual reason. First, it's a celebration of Jim's life and of all the music that he loved and all the people that loved Jim, and also to try and help out his partner, Carol, with some transitional issues, some expenses that always come up and you're left alone with. So we want her to know also that everyone's thinking of her. So again, we're going to be at the Hygienic on Friday, April 3rd, 7 to 10 p.m. There's a suggested donation of $10 at the door. We'll have bands all night long. I've got the poster here.
Right.
It's not a good poster.
Mine is in color.
Oh, yours is color. Yay.
That there?
So we've got bands starting with Sherwood, Seashell. I can never say this one. She sells seashells. She said, he said.
See,
I
you
can
should
never
have
get that
stayed
right.
for that one.
She said, he said. And then some members of the River Gods are going to play. We've got Vince Tuckwood, Maggie's guitar, and Kevin Kane. Then we'll be on Golden Ratio and Dogbite. And the evening, Dogbite has recorded a single that they're going to sell during the fundraiser to raise some extra funds. All the proceeds, again, go to this same cause. We've got lots of yummy food that goes along with your donation, and then you can also buy beverages. And we hope that as we pass the hat, people will get more and more generous as the night goes on.
Yes. And I wanted to know that Jim had played with a lot of bands around town.
Yeah.
So he played with Golden Ratio and also with Dogbite. For years.
He was also the first, well, the only bass player that plays with the Shoreline Acoustic Music Society has hoots that we've performed in too, and all the proceeds go toward the meal programs in the city of New London. And Jim is the bass player always for the crew, which the group is called, kind of a neat pickup group. So he's bass player for that as well. And
he's been around.
He'd come if you called him, no matter no matter where.
He had great influence on some of our music. He had some great ideas about old, like weird jazz from the 19 century ago.
Great knowledge, and a great sense of humor. In,
so we'll be playing a few of those things that Jim brought to us, and
we'll play some weird stuff.
Yep, I think Dogbite will be playing some of Jim's favorites also.
So that, so I guess if people can't attend, is there a way that they can help out?
We would accept any donations, and there are a few point people. That would be to either Larry and I with Golden Ratio. And from Hugh, you can connect with it that way and give a donation through Hugh, or Sherry, if people know Sherry Stidfull or Jim Stidfull. You can, any amount would be great. It would be great if people could be there because it's more fun with more people. But
probably through the SAMS organization also.
Well, Sherry's, Sherry through SAMS, right.
Shoreline Acoustic Music Society again, yes.
Now, we only have about three more minutes to talk, but I wanted to touch on the fact that New London, you know, it's got a reputation for being a poor city, but in terms of the arts, it's pretty incredible. And I know neither of you lives in New London, but you spend a lot of time here. So how does it look to you, like the relationship with the arts in the city and the community? It's
a great thing. It really is one of the things that, you know, that keeps little cities happening these days. You know, so much of economic action has been concentrated. So all the money goes to Wall Street, and there's not much left for those of us out here in the hinterlands. But we can be thankful that we're not even further out. We do have an ocean out there that's a nice thing, and it's a real port. But the music scene is just great there in New London. It's not just New London, the city, because a city is also a center of a region, and so we don't live in the city of New London. I live all the way over the bridge in Groton, and I've caught some stuff from that.
Rotten, some people say.
Well, now,
not I'm just.
You just did.
Oh yeah.
But we're certainly part of the New London region.
Sure.
The New London Day is part of that, and then the music scene and the other art scene down there also. It's a great thing.
It seems kind of larger than it is. I had a guest who came from Agawam, Massachusetts, about a month ago, and the population is the same as here. And he thought New London was so much bigger city than Agawam.
Interesting.
And I think it's because New London isn't just about the city. It's about all the surrounding areas and all the culture that kind of comes together.
Well, I think in addition to not just music, but all of the arts, that's been such a lively part of the city, that with the changeover in the education system to going all magnet school for the whole district, each magnet school has a specialty, and there is an arts magnet school, and the Isaac Middle School has always been very much a participant in the community with doing an opera every year and really encouraging individual kids to do more and learn more. And with the that added with the high school and now the grammar schools, I think you'll see even more amazing participation from even every age range for the city.
Well, I've lived here for 20 years, and the revitalization of the Guard and the revitalization of the Hygienic seemed almost to be turning points that just created the magnet that drew all of the arts into this area.
Well, I think in bringing this event, back into focus, that people want to be in community, people want to participate with one another, people want to be rubbing up against one another for all kinds of reasons, but
dancing, she means.
In cities where, again, high concentration of people, but if there isn't a place for people to come together to do positive things or have these kind of arts experiences, it can seem like a very dead area. And so New London, I think, is lucky because all the people who are in the arts supply that, but where would we be without an audience for people to come and enjoy it?
Well, in a city that supports it by having some of these places like the Hygienic. That's great.
Yeah. Well, you two are going to do another couple songs, and if you don't start soon,
good point.
We'll play you out.
We'll play you out. Okay.
Yes. So
you can fade if you want.
So as they get set up, the details are it's a memorial concert and celebration of the life of well-known bass player in the New London area who played with many different groups that did different kinds of music. And it will be held at the Hygienic on April 3rd at 7 p.m. Lots of great music, food, drink, and camaraderie. So now we're going to hear a couple songs from Bernadette and Larry, also known as Golden Ratio. And after they play, we're going to have a second half of the show that's quite different. It's going to be a 10-year-old video we made about the Fort Trumbull neighborhood. So it's really great that 10 years later, many parts of our community are thriving. But with so much in the news about 10 years after the Kilo case, we thought it might be interesting to bring back something that was made from that perspective 10 years ago. So at that, Golden Ratio, it's yours.
I am going to introduce this song because it's an example of musicians in creative community inspiring each other. We're part of a circle over at the Dragon's Egg in Stonington that comes together once a year and with a theme for some mythological or classic play or book. Literature. Everyone comes together and takes a part of the book and creates something. And it's all smooshed together in an assemblage in one day. And people do their part. And we've been very lucky to be a part of that. So this is a song that we wrote when the theme was Romeo and Juliet. And it seems an enduring theme of love versus hate. And
this is the Hatfield and McCoy version of
it is, actually. It is Hatfields and McCoys. It's called Lonesome Holler. Foggy dew of superstition, valleys deep of blind belief, make all lovers star-crossed, and some of them can see how they all are singing, ain't ancient songs of tragedy. Love is a smoke made with sighs, starry constellation too gentle to survive the bitter pill of vengeance that can send each love to die. If we were some other where, a different place, a safer space, would the smoke clear? Would my ears hear another melody? We might have lived to kiss again, but here is where we met our end, in some lonesome holler in a river of revenge. Time is passing, time is dying, and you only get a day. The end is near, so everyone must choose the game to play. Keep your grievances and grudges, and you'll sing your own lament of forsaken longings and sadness to repent. Give me back my dreamy Romeo, I'm a lonely Juliet, conjured up from smoke and fire, embraces and hot breath. Now we join an endless list of lovers lost to hate, forgotten sighs from long ago wrote our sad fate. We're only ghostly lovers in a cautionary tale. You carry on the kissing now, our lovers' lips are pale. You pick up the pieces, lay hate into the ground. You speak our words of love, hear the sacred sound of love. Thank you.